Thank you very much for letting me come today to talk a little bit about the Bellevue Collection and specifically about our hotel collection I'm very proud of. This is just an image kind of showing what the Bellevue Collection is. I think most of you guys are familiar with it. I won't spend a lot of time on this slide, but just from this understands what we're doing and what we have done in the past. The light blue is kind of what's there today. The dark blue are the two expansion projects that are either under construction, which was Lincoln Square expansion, and the one that's planned after that, Bellevue Square expansion. So when we're all done with this, we're going to have 4 hotels. We've got the Hyatt Regency on the lower left as part of Bellevue Place. And we have the Westin, which is right at Lincoln Square. The W Hotel is under construction at Lincoln Square expansion. And then just to the right of that is part of the Bellevue Square block. Eventually we'll have an ultra-luxury boutique hotel. So it gives you kind of an idea of how it all lays out in our world. This is just another view superimposing those future buildings, looking at it as we're covering over the park, kind of what the Bellevue Collection will look like in just a few years from now. I think it's important to understand, and like Mark mentioned earlier, Bellevue has changed a lot over the years, and it's going to continue to change, and it's become really its own city in and of itself. So tourism, obviously that's very important for the Bellevue Collection, and next to the SeaTac Airport, we have the most people coming to visit the Bellevue Collection than any other place in the state. So our hotels are very important to that. And what we've done, and our marketing group has done over the last several years, is really trying to promote our hotels for that leisure travel. Our hotels really were originally designed and built for the business traveler in mind. But we've been able to really add to that with a huge marketing campaign for the whole Northwest, and not just for the business traveler, but for the leisure traveler. And we're really marketing our Bellevue Collection as a retail shopping resort, just like you would market a beach resort or a mountain resort. And people come to the collection to shop and go to events that we have, whether it be Snowflake Lane in the wintertime or our fashion show in the fall, the arts fair in the summertime, and they come and they shop and they go to movies and they'll go to the art museum, and all of that's becoming a wonderful kind of additive business to our hotels. So it's first, our hotels are first for business, second for leisure, and probably the most important thing that we try and design them for is for the local community. And it's very important that all of our hotels are tied to the community from a design standpoint, from an activity standpoint. We want to make sure that anybody that's kind of going to do an event that's important to them in their life, they want to do it at the Bellevue Collection at one of our hotels. So this is just a view of our Hyatt Regency. This is the Northeast 10th entrance. It would typically be kind of the backside of a hotel. It's where our big giant ballroom is. I just want to kind of point it out that we do everything we can to kind of, from a design standpoint, tie things to the community. So we have this big glass wall that opens up to the street and the sidewalk so that the community can kind of see what's going on in there as those big events, whether it be a wedding or a big charity event going on. The community can kind of understand that there's lots of activity going on. We want to continue to animate the downtown that way, so we're not putting up kind of solid walls everywhere. And obviously design from an architecture standpoint we think is very important for all of our hotels, and some of the ways that we have tried to differentiate our hotels is to really make them all unique, same quality level, but and same service level, but make the design just a little bit different. And as I walk through these, our existing and then into the W Hotel, you'll see how they're very different. The Hyatt Regency is our large hotel. It's mainly for group business, but the transient business traveler and the leisure traveler also comes here as well. But really what differentiates it from our other hotels is the fact that it has 737 rooms and it has almost 70,000 square feet of meeting space. And so it's very much kind of a big, giant battleship hotel. It's the largest on the Eastside, and certainly brings a lot of business to the Bellevue Collection and to Bellevue. This is our grand stair. Again, the design, we're trying to make it very much a Northwest, a bit of an Asian feel to it because of our strong Asian customers, but also just really feels like a unique experience. All of the light fixtures you see here were custom made, built here in the Northwest. All of the carpets were custom designed just for this hotel. very, very high quality materials. All this limestone came from Spain, and the koa wood wall that you see in the back really kind of warms it up and adds to that Northwest feeling. The rooms are fairly straightforward, but they're comfortable for anybody, whether it be the business traveler or that leisure traveler coming to visit. One of the things I want to point out, this hotel was originally built in 1986. We expanded it in 2009. We are really, really careful about making sure that it never feels old and tired. And so this is a 25-year-old hotel, and we think that it continues to look new today. So the important thing, again, of the Hyatt Regency is its meeting space. We have a lot of different variety of meeting space. This is our auditorium, and we're speaking about technology. We're just about ready to completely renovate this. This is only about 5 years old, but we're about ready to kind of gut all the technology and add to it to make it the most technologically advanced auditorium anywhere around, maybe even more so than the business center they have here at Microsoft. So it's very important that that technology is tied into everything we do, especially from a meeting space standpoint. Now, I apologize for the empty exhibit hall photo here, but one of the things I want to point out that we think is a little bit of an innovative design idea is this is our exhibit hall. Most exhibit halls, have concrete floors and big open ceilings. They have to be really flexible. But we think it's important that even the exhibit hall has a real high quality of design. So again, we put in the right finishes, and we can utilize this as a ballroom as well. But we also have a lot of flexibility for it. We brought these lights up tight, so there's more flexibility for heights of exhibits. And then in between the grid, all that black you see is connections up to that open ceiling that you can connect all the different pieces and parts and hang things and do all the stuff that you need to do in an exhibit hall. And this is our grand ballroom with, again, these custom bubble chandeliers throughout. 18,000 square feet is the largest room on the east side. It's just second to the Sheraton downtown. And so then our Westin is, again, very different design. The Westin has, with Starwood, a very specific brand in mind, and they want the customers coming from all over the world to make sure that when they come to a Westin, they come to an experience that's very similar throughout the world. And we think that's an important brand to bring to the collection. There's a lot of customers out there that prefer to go to a hotel that they know about. So the design you see here is very much more of a kind of a fresh design, a cooler design, more of a contemporary feel to it, a little bit cleaner. But one of the things, again, we wanted to make sure is that we tie the community to our design. And so one of the ways that we did that with this Westin, in keeping with their brand, we added great Northwest art to this hotel. So all the art that you see at the Westin is all Northwest artists. This is the glass murals in our lobby by Ann Gardner, a Seattle artist, and this is a Jared Rue piece that is another Seattle artist that we have in some of our seating areas in our pre-function. Again, the room's very important as far as kind of innovative design ideas. That's really an old idea, but Westin kind of figured it out early on. It's all about the bed, so we continue to have the heavenly bed, and obviously that's very important. And you can see that again, it's a very comfortable room, but it's very different from our Hyatt room. And then playing with that leisure customer, it's important that we have the ability for families or people that just want to relax on the weekend to have either a spa experience or a pool experience. So we've added that to the Westin. We also have a pool at the Hyatt Regency. So that kind of gets me to what we think is one of the hotels of the future, and this is our W Hotel. This is a rendering. Just to the right of that is the future W Tower. There will be the lower 13 floors of that tower, and then the upper floors up to the 41st floor will be our luxury apartments. And you can just see the edge of our future office tower there, and it all sits on the podium, which will be very similar to Lincoln Square, with more retail shops and restaurants and a cinema above it that will complement our existing cinema. So the W Hotel brand, I think a lot of you guys are familiar with that, but it's trying to continue to reinvent itself. And one of the things that's very important to them is tying to the community. And they are all about trendsetters. They're all about kind of setting the stage for those trendsetters that travel around the world, and then all the people that like to follow those trendsetters. They're all about design, fashion, and music. And so you'll see a lot of the design that we came up with has those kind of themes in mind. And so I'm going to just play a quick video here of what this new kind of W concept and idea is globally. So, like I said, I'm very excited about bringing the W to Bellevue, and I think that it's going to really be a key point in Bellevue's history to kind of bring added nightlife and added kind of great kind of activity to downtown at the appropriate time. I think it's, as Bellevue continues to grow and mature, this is the kind of brand that we think will really help bring it to that next level. From an entertainment and hospitality standpoint, there's going to be DJs from all over the world kind of performing here at this hotel. As we designed it, every time we turned around, the W said, well, we need a DJ booth in there. Well, we need a DJ booth in there. Right down to say, we need a DJ booth in the workout facility. And we're like, what? And a bar. And I said, well, it might be a juice bar, but it needs to be a bar. And they're all about cocktail culture. So as we as we started off on the design of this, we challenged our design team to really think about what Bellevue is. And we asked them to kind of think of it in three ways. You know, what was Bellevue, what is Bellevue today, and what will it be in the future? You know, when they first said, well, what was Bellevue, they always say, well, there was no history in Bellevue, it's too young, right? Well, it has its history, and the history of Bellevue is really that idea of this agrarian society that, you know, had strawberry farms, and it was across the lake from Seattle, and people would come by boat to get out into the countryside, and there'd be these great little lake cabins and vacation homes all kind of along the lake, and there were trees everywhere, and there were these beautiful vistas and views of Mount Rainier and the lakes. And so you'll see a lot of that in the design as it comes together of what Bellevue really was, and there is a lot of kind of old history of what Bellevue was and how it's become what it is today. The second theme that we're looking at with Bellevue is what is it today, or kind of what was it just a few years ago. And again, it's changed quickly. But it was really a suburb, right? It was the suburban neighborhood of Seattle, and so we played with that kind of fun idea of what is suburbia, and that whole multiplicity of that archetypal home just being copied everywhere throughout the whole region. And what does that mean from a design standpoint? How can you pull that into the interior design of a hotel in kind of a contemporary way? So we played with that. We played with the whole 80s idea of fashion and pop music, and how the grunge era kind of tied into that. And how do you take that suburb and kind of break it up and deconstruct it? And then the third piece that we played with is what is Bellevue going to be in the future? What is it quickly moving to? And that idea of rapid growth, and how Bellevue has really become this kind of very dense urban downtown, fueled by technology in a very, very, very fast way. And so you'll see lots of ideas in the design of how that technology ties into whether it be artwork or how we utilize space. So I'll show you another quick video showing you what our design team came up for the design narrative for the W Bellevue. So again, we're very excited about the design. We think it's come together very well. It's been a couple years in the making with the design. It's under construction right now. As I think you guys are probably all aware, as we build this thing over the next 2 years, it will open in the spring of 2017. So it's right around the corner if you're involved in trying to get the thing open. So that leads me to our fourth hotel, which definitely is the hotel of the future. We don't even know what the brand is, but it will definitely be a differentiation of these 3 hotels. It'll be a smaller hotel, a more boutique hotel. It'll be a little bit more higher end luxury because we think that's the piece that's going to be needed in the near future in downtown Bellevue. So I won't say anything more about that. But to just touch base on some of the technological advancements of hotel design and innovation, it's a very similar theme that Dave had talked about. It's all about the smartphone. All of our hotels are moving towards keyless entry, so there's no longer need to kind of show up at the lobby and get your little card key. You will get dropped off at the hotel in your Uber probably, and you'll have checked in via the web, and after that, a little app on your phone, a code will be downloaded to that. You'll just walk right up to your room, whatever room number it is. You'll swipe your phone across the hardware on the door, and the door will open up for you, and your experience will start. So that's coming very quickly. Always the ability to stop at the concierge or the lobby of the hotel to ask for service or have that personal touch if you want it. But if you don't want it, it's a very, very simple way to kind of get into your room and start your experience. And that app on your phone is now going to become your personal concierge. Everything you ever went down to the concierge to talk about or got on the phone to ask about is going to happen through an app on your phone, whether it be reserving a room in the 3 Mill restaurant or getting room service or talking about a complaint or asking for something that you need as far as extra towels or something. It's really going to be app-based. The other thing that's really happening very quickly is the whole idea of gathering data. And there's a little bit of the big brother kind of watching you out here, but the whole social media and all of the websites that each one of the hotels have that kind of gathers information about their customers, they can find everything they could think of about you and know about it and put it in a database. And a lot of that's great. Some of it's a little scary, but we utilize that with a lot of our business travelers that come every week to have a meeting with Microsoft. And when Mr. Smith shows up, they know that he likes green apples, not red apples. So the green apples are in the room. They know the type of alcohol he likes, so that's what's in the minibar. They know what music he likes, so that's what's on when he walks into the room. So trying to give that personalized experience is becoming very, very easy to do with this gathering of data. The other thing that is growing very quickly is obviously environmental conservation, and so all of the technology involved in mechanical, electrical systems and sensors in your room, allowing those systems to turn on when they need to turn on and turn off when they don't need to be on, is all happening throughout the hotel experience. One of the things that I heard about recently that's a little out there, but again, the idea of conservation and not having to use so much water to clean all those towels. They're actually developing a full body dryer. So that seems a little weird, but coming to you someday maybe. It's not going to be our hotels right now, but an interesting idea. The other thing that is kind of out there but is actually starting to happen is robots. So there's a personal robotic butler that's being used in several hotels now. If you go on your app and say, I forgot my toothbrush, that'll go right to a robotic device. It'll have supplies there that somebody will either put in it or it'll have a way to access it and then come to your room and deliver that toothbrush to you faster than a staff member could. Robotic bartenders are starting to be used. This is another kind of crazy thing, but it's kind of an interactive thing that's starting to happen on a lot of cruise ships, and we're starting to find that on in hotels as well. And someday maybe even robots that clean rooms. So some wacky, crazy things to think about in the future. The last thing is that we're starting to investigate a couple. One is wearable glasses as personal concierge. So you would go to your concierge and they would give you a set of these glasses and it would be programmed for where you're at. and you can use that to kind of wander around downtown Bellevue or wherever you are with all kinds of voice-activated information that you need as you're walking through your experience in a city that you've never been to. And then one of the basic things that we're already doing at the Hyatt in conjunction with Microsoft is we have the big Surface coffee tables. And so we have a Surface device that's designed very, very nicely into our lobby so it doesn't look like it was an added idea. It's actually integrated into the furniture. But they're basically giant Surface devices that you can look up whatever you want on the internet. You can play games with friends. You can check the traffic out. You can pull up your presentation and study it if you want. So we're trying to add those pads kind of everywhere that they make sense. So anyways, that's a few ideas that I had to share with you. I hope that you got something out of it. And again, thank you for letting me speak today.